Good afternoon. It is 3 p.m. on the 22nd of June 2021. My name is Arran Hunt, a partner here at Stace Hammond, and I head up the immigration team here. As always, this is not legal advice, it's purely just our commentary on immigration here in New Zealand. If you're looking for legal advice, please get in contact with us. Our email address is in the description down below. We just received this afternoon further details from Immigration New Zealand about the changes in work visas coming later this year. We will do a link to the new website that has just gone live today, so you can see what we are talking about and what information they are providing. It doesn't provide a great deal of information that we didn't already know, but it does clarify a few questions that people have been asking online. Actually, even today, earlier today, we saw some discussions on one of these questions to sort of seek some clarification, and that is clarified in the new information released this afternoon. We are going to cover a few of the items now though, notably sort of the handling of visas during the transition between the current visas to the new visa system. One thing to note is that the term accredited employer can have two different meanings. There is the current accreditation scheme and there is the one starting on the 1st of November 2021. They are not the same, and it would have been helpful for Immigration New Zealand to have chosen a different term for the new scheme rather than accreditation, as it does create some sort of confusion there. So we're going to refer to this sort of as the current accreditation, being the current scheme that's in place now, and then new accreditation for the scheme starting on 1 November. But first we're going to start with Essential Skills Work Visa and just get that out of the way. These can be applied for until 31st October 2021. There is no need, of course, for your employer to be accredited under either scheme. Just as it is now, nothing is changing in regards to that way until the end of October, so that final day, 31st of October. So if you want to apply for an Essential Skills Work Visa, you can do so as long as you submit the application by the end of 31st of October 2021, and it meets, of course, the minimum lodgement criteria being the base documents Immigration New Zealand require from any application. Any lodgements or any applications lodged by that point will be processed under the current essential skills requirements, even if they're processed after that date. So if you apply on that 31st of October, it's not going to be processed within those hours. So if it's granted, a month or two later, they will grant it based on the rules that were in place when you made the application. The rules that apply are the ones at the time when the application is submitted. Now remember that the median wage requirements are increasing from mid-July. So if you're looking to get a new visa and you are earning below that $27 threshold, but you are on $25.50 or above, then you may want to look at applying before they do increase that median wage requirement. Again, the requirement for the median wage will be on the day you apply, won't change as things go through. So as long as you apply before they go up, then you should be judged by the current median wage requirement of $25.50. From 1 November, no new applications for essential skills will be accepted. That functionality on the website will be gone. Now, looking at current accredited employers under the current accreditation scheme, companies that are accredited under the current scheme can continue to hire staff under that scheme until 31st of October 2021, as long as, of course, their accreditation is still valid at that time. After that point, they cannot hire any more staff under that scheme. So if you have accreditation now that expires prior to 31st of October, then you can hire until the point that your accreditation expires. Otherwise, 31 October is the final day that you can submit an application under that scheme. Again, it comes down to the day the application is submitted. Staff who are currently working under a work-to-residence visa can remain on that visa. There is no need for you as an employer to maintain current accreditation, and you won't be able to because that option will be gone. The employee can still move forward to apply for residence from work once they have met that 24 months of employment under that visa. Now, if an employee has a residence from work application underway, and they require a further work-to-residence visa to be granted residence to keep them in the country lawfully, they'll be able to do that as long as they continue with the process, as long as they remain with the employer that they are applying under. So there's going to be an allowance there to make further applications. That was confirmed today, and there's been a lot of discussions about that point. If companies did want to get in on the current accreditation rules or the accreditation allowances that are currently in place, they can do so. They can make the application, but it's only going to last for another about 5 months, because come end of October that's going to be it, no more allowance. Actually 4 and a bit months before it's going to be out. Or if you're an accredited employer now and you wanted to renew that accreditation, so you still have that sort of 4 months there if you're going to run out, then you need to apply it by 30 June 2021, so in 8 days time. After that there'll be no new applications for accreditation or renewals accepted. There may be some value in getting accredited even at this late stage, even with 4 months to go, if there was employees you did want to hire in that period and giving them that sort of chance to get residency from that employment. So if you are currently accredited but don't plan to hire anyone before 31 October 2021, you can let it lapse, as those who are already hired under a work residence visa don't require you to maintain your accreditation. If you did want to get in on the current accreditation work to residence scheme, then you can still apply for 8 more days, or you can apply to renew for 8 more days. Come into this month, that is it, no more applications. Now, the new accreditation, of course, from 1st of November, every employer who wants to hire someone will need to have the new accreditation. It will be much simpler than the current process. So employers shouldn't really think of the two as being one and the same. We will be going to all of our clients and saying to them, as soon as the process is available to make the application, which we expect, or INZ have expected to be available from late September, to get them onto that pathway. Without new accreditation, you won't be able to hire migrants unless they are on an open work visa, so they cannot get a visa through your employment unless you are accredited from that 1st of November. As we expect, there will be a large number of employers applying at the same time. The employers will need to act quickly and come late September when this option does open up. So we'll be here to assist as many of you as possible to help you along that pathway. The system will be that the employer needs to be accredited, which is the employer check. The employer will then need to show that there are no New Zealanders available, which is the job check. And finally, the employer will invite the applicant to apply the migrant worker check. We've covered this a lot more in a previous video. I will put a link in the description below to that previous video that covers that information in more depth. I don't want to go through it again. Because employers that want to hire more than 5 migrants at a time will need a special high volume accreditation. INZ have not yet let us know as to what that's going to be, but we expect that will be closer to the current accreditation scheme than the low volume, the standard accreditation, the new scheme is going to be. And that is really it, just a little bit more information they did provide today, a lot of repetition, but just some more confirmations as to how the transfer is going to take place from the current scheme to the new scheme. And that is really all we've got for today. I wasn't planning to do a video, but this sort of came through, wanted to get it out to you. We will put the links below in the description so you can see the actual wording that Immigration have provided on the website for this these details. Until next time, we'll see you in a few days. Kia kaha, stay safe.